and we're going to let them tell us all about it.
Well, I thought since I'm one of the oldest ones around that I'd know a little bit more about this town than some people do, but I don't know if I do or not. This photo right here, which I borrowed from across the way here, is a 1953 photo by Hack Hafford. You don't remember Hack because you weren't around here then. Anyway, this picture right here is the northeast quadrant of the city, the northeast quadrant, and it would include all these little buildings in here, from just about here to here. Okay. Now I've got some pictures out there that you can kind of follow in some of it. I don't have any more of these, but I'm hoping you can look at some of those older photos when I get on some of that stuff and kind of follow what I'm trying to get to here. This trying to see where I started. The streets, I think, are probably going to be a little bit confusing to follow, and I'll be in your way part of the time too. This is the highway, Martin Luther King Highway here, with railroad tracks. Okay, then you come over here, and there's 8th Street, right in here, 9th Street, and we're hiding right there. See the little spikes on the building? That's the chamber office, and this is the block I'm going to be trying to clue you in on right in here. But 8th Street, 9th Street, 10th Street, this is 11th, and some of these older buildings you can probably pick off pretty fast. This is a hall, Memorial Hall. Over here is the City Hall. This is where Brown Furniture used to be. This is the Hotel Dale. This is the Midland Theater. First Methodist Church. First Christian Church. You can't see it any better than I can.
Is Liebert Brothers there?
They'd be over
by the Presbyterian Church.
They'd be in this block over here, in here, because they moved and built their new building. They were in 8th Street. They were right in
across from the. Let's see. Were they across?
You're not supposed to ask me questions like that.
Across from the post office, rather, like that. Down the block.
No. They were on down in front of the. They were by the across from the
Tackett Theater.
Yeah, Midland Tackett in that block. Let's see if I can find something else to tell you here. There's the First National Bank. It's been so many names now.
But
okay.
We all remember it as the First National.
Yeah, Yeah, if you're our age, you do. And, okay, Dinger, help me out on this. Point out some more of these things. But you can see how it's changed. If you know the city the way it is now. This was a lot of business in here. And a lot of it did not survive. And of course, say this is 1953, and we're down a few years from that. But let me slip over here a minute. It's slippery fast. Can you see those pictures at all that I scattered out over there?
Oh yeah.
Can you see those?
They can pass them
and I'm
around.
going to ask you a favor of you, please. Save those copies for me because that's the only ones I have. If I can get them back, I'm sorry I can't pass some of them out to you, but I just can't do it. Okay. I showed you the streets, and one of the side streets, of course, was Union, our street. We're over. Jim, where's the?
Let's see. Here's let's be
I just
Mike.
missed-
Let's be
Let me get to the.
8th Street right here.
That's okay. You only have 5 minutes.
Well, okay.
Jeannie, how long have you owned Isham?
She said, how long have we owned Ishams?
How long have we owned Ishams?
Talk to the crowd.
100 years.
We're heading into our
We're
100th
hit,
year.
we're
This
heading
must be
into our
Isham's
100th
right
year,
here.
this next year. The Isham family had it for 49 years, and this will be our 100th year coming up. And we look like it too.
Yeah.
Dinger does.
Right here should be Isham's right here.
Huh?
It should
Yeah,
be
the
Isham's
little-
right there.
No, where's Chamber building?
Right
There
here.
you go.
That should be Isham's right there, shouldn't it?
Where's the Chamber
Right there.
building?
Right there.
There it is. Okay, yeah. This is the Chamber building, y'all, and this is where this is our block in here. And in that block, I was going to tell you about some of these places that were here.
Turn around.
Here we go.
Turn around. Turn around.
Yeah, I will. Don't get me confused, Sharon. Confused as it is. I've got so many photos, I don't know where they are. If you look at this, if you can get a hold of one of these small ones and see it, you'll see interurban tracks. We used to have interurban that went from here into Independence. I was never on it. My older sister got to go one time, but I didn't get to go. But anyway, those tracks were there back in when these pictures were taken. And at this time, this building was Emery Morgan Insurance. The family business was in here. I don't remember what was upstairs here, but this was your Maple Street coming through here, Walnut Street coming through here. Now this, if you ever heard anybody speak of the plaza, well, that's right out in here was the plaza. Only it was bounded by 2 streets. Union Street started at 9th Street over here and went all the way through to the north end of town, and Walnut Street, of course, on the other side. But this area was 2 blocks, really, two streets wide. Had Union on one side of it and Walnut on the other side, and it left about a 2-block wedge in here between those streets, and that's what we always called the plaza. That's where the lovely fountain now, and the bushes, and the trees, and the green grass, and the streets are gone, of course. But you used to come in off 9th Street, and you either had to go to Union or to Walnut to get through to 8th Street over here. So that left basically two blocks between those streets. And they used to park cars in there. You'd come down, and not only did you have the parking on Union Street against this area, Walnut Street against that area, but you had that big area in there, and the cars were just parked in there every day, just so, and they had a lot of cars parked in there. You know, it's strange to stop and think of the buildings. Of course, none of you were around here. The buildings that used to be here, and of course, are long gone. I'm going to take this block that we were in here.
Well, I have a question before we wrap up, because we got to wrap up in just a minute. Tell me what makes Isham so different as a hardware store.
Well, we've been here a long time. We are the oldest hardware store in the state of Kansas by 37 years. We're also the meanest. And, anyway, when we lost our streets here, along with it went a lot of the buildings. And starting, if you've got this photo here, you can see it from one of those. I've got some on the thing over there. It'll tell you, starting from what would be this corner down here, Frazie's Firestone. You remember? Anybody remember?
Yeah.
You can't be that old, Joe. I'm the only one here that's that old.
Yeah.
Frazie's Firestone, followed by you. Are you looking at any of those things to see?
Yeah, we passed them all around.
Hurry, you have a few more minutes.
We lost all these buildings. There's Bowser's Tire was next door there, and then there was I've got to see the bigger.
There's a motor company here.
I've got to see the bigger photo.
That's the motor company.
Bowser. Let's see.
Firestone.
Frazie's Firestone, Bowser Tires, and then we had Myers Motor Supplies for cars. We had
Clark Furniture.
just a minute.
There, the furniture.
We had Clark Furniture, which was in what we call the Moose Building, and it was a big, tall building here, and Moose headquarters are up there. Then our little building here. Then next to us used to be on this side used to be the other bank, where First National Bank over there, and it fell by the wayside when they had we had a fire here in the 40s, and it took out Carter. Used to have an automotive store here. It took out Carter's, and I think part of Mel Supply. Then you went down to the big building down in the corner. It has Pontiac on it. During World War II, that was a USO building here. And of course, we were just old enough to sit out in the street in the car and watch all of them come in and out. It was a busy, busy place. The guys loved it. But anyway, here came this fire and took that building. Not that building, but took a building in between there. And by so many years, you look around and they're gone. All the places are gone, except us, and we're
Still here. We're excited.
And
Well, we have to wrap it up, dear.
Yeah.
Do you have any last words you want to share with everybody?
yeah. Shop Coffeyville.
Shop Isham,
That's
shop
left of it.
local, shop Coffeyville.
Shop Coffeyville. And stop and think about how the streets were and used to be, and all the businesses that used to be. It makes you wonder. The town's kind of slow right now. Okay. Sorry, I had a lot to say. But
I know.
I couldn't think